This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Republican governors, especially in the age of COVID, are sinister characters. Devious ghouls who don't care about the people they are paid. They have been elected to represent, and they are paid to do so. They are allowing hundreds of thousands of people to die on their watch unnecessarily. Absolutely able to be prevented through the use of a free and effective and safe vaccine. Governor Ron DeSantis is chief among these ghouls, representing a full 25% of the hospitalizations and deaths and new infections in the country are coming out of Florida. I'm going to read from this Business Insider article. Governor Ron DeSantis let a man falsely claim the COVID-19 vaccine changes your RNA during an anti-vaccine mandate press conference in Florida. And this is the other element of this, is they want it both ways, just like their savior and messiah, Donald Trump, to be able to claim two things, and then that way you're not wrong. That way you can't be called out. Because Ron DeSantis does say, the vaccine is great, you should get the vaccine. But then he also stands shoulder to shoulder with goofballs who make false anti-science conspiracy claims, and then he doesn't check them. He takes the podium directly after them and doesn't say anything to correct the wacky conspiracy theory that was just said. Reading from this article, Governor Ron DeSantis stood by during a Monday press conference as a city employee in Florida falsely claimed the COVID-19 vaccine changes your RNA. To promote his campaign against vaccine mandates and passports, DeSantis had invited several employees of the city of Gainesville, which is requiring its public employees to get vaccinated against the coronavirus or face termination, to speak out against the mandates. The governor highlighted unvaccinated first responders facing the prospect of termination over the mandates, which he argued were unconstitutional. They are not. Vaccine mandates are not unconstitutional. They exist all over the country. You can't go to school without being vaccinated. You can't join the military without being vaccinated. There are healthcare jobs all across the country you can't have unless you're vaccinated. The Supreme Court has held that it is okay to have vaccine mandates. George Washington implemented inoculation requirements and quarantine requirements in 1798. Get out of here. Which he argued were unconstitutional. But he made no mention of the pervasive misinformation fueling much of the opposition to the life-saving shots. Quote, "The vaccine changes your RNA," this goofball said. "So for me, that's a problem," the Gainesville man, Darius Friend, said from the podium. "They're taking away our freedom and liberty little by little. They're using the vaccine for cover. Last year, they took away our religious rights." No, they did not. No one took away your religious rights. You dumb shit. "They're not defending our freedom of speech, and this is just one way to take us to the next step." The crowd cheered as Friend left the podium, and the governor said nothing to contradict his false claim, a spinoff of a conspiracy theory popular online that vaccines alter a person's DNA. They do not, a point made repeatedly by scientists and public health officials, including at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. An mRNA-developed vaccine, like those from Moderna and Pfizer, uses messenger ribonucleic acid to attach a dummy protein to a cell's outer surface in the muscle to teach the body's immune system how to defeat it. At no time does this enter the cell's nucleus and affect the DNA. You dumb shit. You non-science educated buffoon. You purveyor of conspiracy and fear-mongering moron. DeSantis communications director, Taryn Fenske, told Insider the governor, quote, "has never said the vaccine changes your RNA, nor is that his opinion. Well, then why, pray tell, Taryn Finsky, did the governor not say, hey, whoa, that's wrong? Just because the guy said it with his stupid mouth doesn't mean the governor has to not push back. He is, after all, the governor, a leader in the state, is he not? Well, you don't have to just take my word or Business Insider's word that this is what was said. Here's the clip of that moment.
The vaccine changes your RNA, so for me, that's a problem. So I'm here with you folks. We don't want to have the vaccine. It's about our freedom and liberty. It's not about the vaccine. They're taking away our freedom and liberty little by little. They're using the vaccine for cover. Last year, they took away our religious rights. They are not defending our freedom of speech. And this is just one way to take us to the next step. So thank you for coming out today, and thank you, Governor.
Do you notice that he starts with that it changes your RNA, and then a few sentences later or just moments later says, this isn't about the vaccine, though? Well, listen, if it changes your RNA, then it better damn well be about the vaccine. I wouldn't want it if it alters my DNA, the very genetic makeup. I wouldn't want that. But it doesn't. And I did get it. And you should too. And you shouldn't listen to these idiots. If you are being scared off the vaccine because of this ding-dong standing next to Ron DeSantis talking about his religious liberties being taken away, his freedom of speech not being defended, you need to really take a hard, long look at yourself and what your motivations are and how you may be gullible to misinformation. Because the vaccines have been out for how long now? We're going on a year, and there isn't mass death. A zombie apocalypse has not befallen us. All of these idiots are being proven wrong on a second by second by second basis. And they should be embarrassed and ashamed of themselves for putting lives at risk by sowing doubt with their misinformation and conspiracy. And you, Ron DeSantis, are chief among them. And I hope you lose your job because of it. What do you think, though? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Thank you for joining me as often as you do. Thanks for subscribing, liking the video, and commenting to juice up the algorithm and get my content served to new people who may not know who I am. You know, it's amazing. After having substituted for David Pakman for the week a few weeks ago, over a month ago, got a lot of emails saying, I never knew who you were. That might be good or bad for some people, but it was a little surprising that people had never even seen my stupid face. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine and take care of one another.